from MNT-EC, the Micro Nanotechnology Education Center, and JATE, the Journal of Advanced Technological Education. This is JATE Writer Studio. In each session, we'll have a guided conversation with a published author. We highlight authors who publish articles in peer-reviewed journals like the JATE so that they can share their story and writing process with you. We want to give authors a voice to share their tips and tricks about how to write peer-reviewed journal articles. Today, I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Savita Prabhakar. Savita is an assistant professor for biotechnology at Frederick Community College. Today, we'll discuss her article in JATE titled Flow Cytometry, a specialized analytical skill for the cell and gene therapy industry. Savita, welcome and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
All right, so before we talk about your writing and your JATE article, I'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, describe where you live and work, and talk a little bit about your background.
So I teach at Frederick Community College. I teach biotechnology. I'm the assistant professor here in the science department, and I am the program manager for biotech here at Frederick Community College in Maryland. And, I have a background in biotechnology and molecular biology for almost 25 years now. And I'm very passionate about teaching and what I do.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So very briefly describe the article that we're discussing today. Just a couple of sentences. We'll talk more in detail about the article in a little bit.
Okay. So the article is based off our grant, NSF-AT grant that we got. So it's just basically summarizing our results that we had for the first year, the curriculum that we developed, and sharing it through JAT would enable other people to read about it and, adopt that curriculum in their own programs, because it's a very relevant technique that's used in the cell and gene therapy industry, which is booming all over the US.
Okay. All right. So, Savita, what is your writing background?
So I had written papers during my doctorate as well as postdoc, but ever since I started teaching or got off academia, I have not done much writing, but I have written papers before.
Okay. And where did you learn how to write peer-reviewed journal articles?
Just by doing it by practice.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So how did you come up with the idea for this article?
So this was Dr. Sandy Potter's idea. We met last year at the Innovate Bio conference in DC. And that time I had seen this email from JAT, I think it was from Janet, like opportunity to write a paper and have a mentor to do it. And I was just talking to her, in the meeting, and then she suggested, why don't you write about your grant? And I said, I don't have anything to write, but she said, try it and see how it flows. And that's how I started. Okay. So it was due to Dr. Sandy Potter.
Gotcha. All right. So you said that you found the co-author at, I believe, the ATE conference in DC. So if you were to write an article again, or with your previous articles, when you can't find a co-author, can you go at this by yourself?
Yes. I mean, having a mentor certainly helped, but if I had to do it, I could do it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And how did your co-authors for this paper, how did they contribute to writing this paper?
Mainly it was me who did the writing. Kathy Brewer, who's the other co-author, she edited it and read it. And Sandy, of course, helped us. And Brian, who's the actual instructor who taught the class, he gave us all the results. So he made the figures for the main flow cytometry results.
Okay, great.
The majority I wrote, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you all made the decision to write this paper. What was the first thing you did once you decided to write this paper or to help co-author this paper?
Yeah, so again, I just went back to our grant, took the relevant pieces, parts of the grant, and tried to put them in under the introduction and the results, and then saw how things were, and added stuff that was missing. So the introduction, a little bit I took from the grant, And yeah, so it was mainly from the grant.
Okay. All right. So sometimes when we're writing, writers feel like they don't have enough. They don't have enough data. They don't have enough participants. They don't have enough experience. And the big thing, they don't have enough time. How did you know you had enough to start writing this article?
I did not think I had enough at all. I didn't even think it was worth the paper. And I had told Sandy that we would do a short publication. And then, she said, okay, just start writing. And then it did turn out to be a real paper. But it was, I would, give all the credit to my mentor, because she said, you can put this result, you can make this table, you can put this. And Karen also gave us very good feedback.
Okay.
So I think it was everybody's effort. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So when you're writing a peer-reviewed article, how do you write a journal article? Do you write them from top to bottom, from introduction to conclusion? Do you write them bottom up from conclusion and go back forward? Do you write them one section at a time? Or do you not necessarily write them in order?
I generally start from the abstract, then the introduction. So yeah, I'll go top to bottom. And
Okay.
then see if I get stuck, then I leave it and then go back and come back to it to fill the parts.
Okay. All right. So what sections are in your paper?
So in our paper, we have introduction, methods, results and discussion, and conclusion.
Okay. All right. And how long did it take you to write this article?
So initially, as I said, I just put the parts for the grant, right, wrote it up and sent it to Sandy. And then, she said, add this, add that. So we did it gradually. In the beginning, it was not too much effort, but then as we had to put in all the information, it did take a little bit of time. And then when we had finally when we addressed the reviewers' questions and sent it back, even then we had to do quite a bit of work to kind of bring it to the finalized state. And every little thing helped in making the paper better.
Yeah. I will say with us writing an article, because we wrote it in the same, I believe we're all in the same volume. The mentor helped out tremendously, because this was our first time writing. We had absolutely no idea how to write a peer-reviewed journal. And J-ATE also offers a template that writers can use as well. So we used that, and that helped out tremendously. But
yeah, that
again,
helped too. Yeah.
Again, with the mentors, with the tables, with the Excel tables or any type of charts, that help too. All right. So how did you find your references to include inside your paper?
So again, some of the references came from the grant. So initially everything was from the grant, but as we started writing and, modifying it a little bit, then, just by Googling it or reading references from other reviews, that's how I put all the references in.
Okay. So when you submitted your manuscript, what was that process like? What type of documents did you need to upload to JATE in order to get it published?
So that in-person meeting that we had in New Orleans really helped. Yeah, because there, Karen, Janet, Peter, everybody gave us the exact, how to do it. And the peer reviews that we got when we were sitting there, that was also very helpful. And yeah, we just sat there and submitted it. So we don't even know how it happened. So it was, yeah. It was,
all right. So when I believe you said that you submitted some charts for your paper as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was also, Janet made it very easy. We just put it in a zip folder, sent it to her, and didn't have any issues.
Correct. Yep. And what we did was we had Excel charts. I believe, we had Excel charts, and I think we had a PowerPoint chart for one of the pages, but we put that, you're right, we put that all in a zip file, sent it up to Janet, and she took care of the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think there was one issue. I think we had ours black and white, and I think we had to change it to color, or something was going on, so we had to fix it, but it was a very quick process. We turned that in, and like a day or two later, it was published. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So what was the peer review process like? How did reading the reviews make you feel? And what did you do once you received the initial reviews?
Yeah, so the reviews, first it came out as an Excel file that was a little bit difficult to read, but then the reviews were all good and they kind of liked what we had done. They were encouraging, so it was good to see that. When I first got it, I just didn't work on it, but then as we approached our deadline, then I went slowly, little by little, and addressed the questions. but
Okay.
it was not too much what the reviewers asked for. But I think later Karen was very particular and she asked us quite a bit of stuff to do, which was good.
Okay. Okay.
Or
Sounds
our
good.
corresponding author, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what advice would you give to new writers who are starting their first peer-reviewed journal article?
Yeah, get a mentor, somebody who knows, has written a lot of papers and knows how to do this, and especially if it's JATE, people like Peter, Karen, Janet, yeah, get their help. And read other papers and then start writing.
Okay. All right. All right. So that is all the questions that I have. Does any of our participants have any additional questions?
Savita, this is Peter. I've got a quick question. So some of the authors that have published in JATE are thinking about writing future articles. Are you thinking about writing another article? And what was your thought process if you're going from 0 articles now to maybe considering writing multiple?
So I am, because of the meeting, in the meeting, I found out that you also publish undergraduate research articles. And so now I'm in the process of a research paper. And sorry, what was the other part of the question?
Well, so you are considering
Yes.
submitting like another additional
Okay.
article. Like, what gave you the confidence, or how did you know that you were going to be able to submit another one after you submitted your first one?
Yeah, after I submitted the first one, I had the confidence, I knew the process, I knew I had help. And so I was motivated enough to start the next one, which I would have never done otherwise. Yeah. So I think the mentor and that in-person meeting was really, really good.
Okay. So we have another question from Janet from the chat. How did you fit your writing into your busy schedule?
Yeah, it was also the motivation and the deadlines that we had to adhere to, which made us finish the work on time. Like the reviewers, submit the paper back on time, and of course the incentive of the stipend. And in order to get the stipend, we have to finish things on time. So all that really helped, I think, to keep us on track and make us find the time to write it. Otherwise, it would have become a back burner. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know when we wrote ours, we actually put it inside of our calendar. Out of everything, we would set a specific date, like every other Friday at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that would be the time we would spend at least 1 to 2 hours writing on it every other Friday until we got it done. So that helped us out as well. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was the deadlines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any more questions?
If I could just say, I'm so proud of your article and I'm really looking forward to your next one. So I cannot wait till I see it submitted. So thank you very much for all of your hard work and effort. I know it was a challenge at the beginning, but you came through with flying colors and you worked through all of the process, and that's to be admired. And I really want to celebrate that. So thank you very much.
It could not have happened without you and your team. Yes.
Oh, the team effort, I think, really makes a huge difference in this process. Knowing that you're not doing it until you feel a strong foundation in writing, to have that team around you, I think, really gives you the support and the encouragement when times get a little trying and challenging, to keep motivated to move forward. So I'm so happy for both of you, both with Tony and Savita. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And also somebody else reading the paper and giving you feedback, that was also very useful, because for somebody to understand what you're trying to say, that was very important.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for attending. We also like to thank Dr. Prabhakar as well for talking with us a little bit about your journal article. And if there's nothing else, we will see you all later.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.